Remember back when people actually liked Netflix? You know, the subscription-based platform where you could watch basically any TV show or movie you could dream of? Yeah? Well, here's like 50 more of them for literally everything. On your car, for your music, for your games, for your medication, for your literal fucking breathing and existence. Nowadays, you'd be lucky if you fully owned something without the need to rent or subscribe on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. There's no doubt you've heard of the following phrase I'm about to say. You will own nothing and be happy. I personally blame Ubisoft for starting this shit because they were the pioneers of inadvertently creating it. Yeah, they said something similar, but it's not the exact phrase. It was something along the lines of, gamers need to get used to not owning their games. Well, know when I say that? I say go fuck yourself and proceed to steal my ownership of something because I don't want you to take away something I paid for. Seriously, what the fuck has happened to the concept of ownership? It feels like the option to own things is becoming more obsolete since things get more expensive. People can't afford good housing, goods and services are much more expensive to own something, and thus people turn to other means of enjoying things. I'll tell you why things are like this. Because corporate greed, that's why. Companies do not care about the living conditions of people. They only want money. Now, I don't think the idea of wanting to get paid money is a bad thing. A company exists simply for money. They aren't a charity, and they don't give things for free. That's why companies exist. The problem with companies is they fail to remember the story of Icarus. The classic story of overconfidence where it literally leads to Icarus going too close to the sun to the point he fell into the ocean from the wax melting from his wings, and he ended up dying. But corporate leaders and higher-ups, do they care about reading? Do they care about consumer opinion? No, of course they don't. Okay, not all companies hate their consumers. The example I can give is like a smaller business that's being run by a small group of people. They start off small for a reason. The issue is most companies you see today just try to nickel and dime the consumer and they don't take popular opinion into account. And subscription models are the biggest reason why this is. The concept of buying movies, books, video games, music CDs, that's all out the window. Not saying they don't exist, but it's hard to find a store that actually bothers to sell movies and video games these days. I live in Australia, alright, and there's this store chain known as Kmart, and I know they used to sell movies and video games. Nowadays, the only thing at the entertainment section is just books. I don't care about whatever the desire from the big Kmart CEO or whatever is to encourage young people to start reading or whatever. Even another store chain, Big W, bothers to store video games at least. And I'm speaking about where I am in my own country. There's literally few places that actually bothers selling Blu-rays and DVDs, and while I don't use them much anymore, I'd rather take those than subscribing to multiple different services just to try and find multiple episodes of Breaking Bad somewhere. And don't get me started on the entertainer-specific streaming service like Disney Plus or Paramount Plus. You know why they do this. Because they want more money to themselves on the subscription. They don't want to license out their stuff and get a cut of the pie. They want the whole damn pie to themselves. That's just how subscriptions work! And the worst part about subscription models is that they can take stuff away from it at any time. There are notices on when they do it, but it frustrates me. I once watched a bit of The Truman Show on Netflix, and I noticed that it wasn't going to be on the service for much longer. And I never got to watch the full thing because I got bored and did something else. My mind was a wreck at the time, give me a break. It happens a lot for older shows and movies, and sometimes newer games on stuff like Game Pass get removed. Okay? Despite my criticism and sheer hate for subscription models, I don't want them to go away. I want two things to happen. Number one, keep them an option. I hate it that's being pushed to be the only option. If one day, the option to outright buy something and keep it forever is now a mere dumb concept, then we as a society are fucked. And number two, don't make too many of them. I shouldn't have to say this. There are too many subscription services. We only need like one or two for certain products, not like 50 of them to exist. And point of advice, if you're going to be using subscription services only, more power to you. But if you don't use them religiously, I suggest only subscribing for a month as it's a bad investment long term, and you'll save much more money doing it that way. Subscription services used to be seen as valuable because of Netflix doing it back then for one low fee per month. Now though, not even Netflix can bail you out. At this point, I'd rather go back to what I grew up using, a classic DVD. Hell, I would be begging to make VCRs and VHSs a thing again. Yes, I'm old enough to remember those things. I don't think what I'm saying is anything new, but I want my voice to be heard as I don't want to live in a future where simply owning things is frowned upon. And to people who defend it, I have to say this. You are not getting noticed by a corporation you are defending. They don't know you. All you are doing is making an ass out of yourself. You can't justify it. It doesn't make sense from a business perspective. It's just greed. I hate acting pretentious, as I'd rather talk positively about things. But this is something I feel has become too much of an issue that there needs to be more pushback and encouragement to have subscription models be minimized and made cheaper. We live in a digital age, I get that. But if we want to maintain a digital age, this customer has to be happy. You can't tell the customer to be happy, they just have to be happy about what they're getting into. And if they are not happy, and are genuinely furious, sometimes you need to understand where they are coming from. I could say more, as I think there's more nuance to this take, but you get what I'm saying. Basically, don't treat the consumer like shit. Anyway, time I go and do some stuff. See ya. Bye.